About to watch the fastest times and the fastest test. Can anybody stop Rich Froning and company from running away with the top spot in North America in this second featured matchup? CrossFit Mayhem Freedom in the upper left-hand part of your screen. Invictus next to them in the upper right, On Track bottom left, and Team Man-Made in the bottom right. Sean Woodland and Neil Maddox calling the second featured matchup here for you. For Mayhem Freedom, Andrea Nisler out of the gates first for them. Jen Ryan will lead things off for Invictus. In the bottom left for On Track, it's Janelle Stites, and for Team Man-Made, Carrie Tobias in the bottom right, as Andrea Nisler already done with her first set of 9 snatches and on to the burpee box jump overs in the upper left-hand part of your screen. And Janelle Stites for On Track there as well.
Andrea Nisler, first woman I've seen today really go unbroken on that first round and made it look pretty easy.
Nisler's rifling through these burpee box jump overs. She'll move back to the barbell for 6 snatches at 125 pounds as soon as she's done with these. So opening up an early lead for CrossFit Mayhem Freedom, as the other 3 women who led things off for their teams are also on their set of 9 burpee box jump overs. Nisler back to the barbell for her set of 6 and continuing to go unbroken.
Touch and go. Wow, making 125 look like 95 pounds.
Andrea Nisler has yet to put that barbell down. Team Man-Made, meanwhile, Carrie Tobias is back on the barbell, and in the upper right, Jen Ryan for Invictus is on her second set of snatches. Janelle Stites for On Track is there as well, as Andrea Nisler makes quick work of those 6 snatches and now her 6 burpee box jump overs.
You know, she's just going nice and smooth on those burpees. She jumps to a quick step, but she jumps on, jumps right off that box, takes 1-2 step, right back down. Efficiency at its best.
Andrea Nisler back to the barbell for her final set of 3 and still not putting down the barbell.
You know, there's a saying out there, you must go unbroken out in Tennessee. It seems like they're doing that pretty quite often.
Andrea Nisler with 1 more burpee box jump to go, and she will tag Taylor Williamson. So Mayhem Freedom, the first team in this featured matchup to get their second female athlete on the floor.
Bottom left, Janelle Stites looks like she's trying to really close the gap to try to catch up with Freedom Mayhem, or Mayhem Freedom, excuse me.
And Taylor Williamson is going touch and go on these snatches as well. So CrossFit Mayhem Freedom is doing something that we, and you mentioned it, Neil, have not seen a lot in this test, and that is hanging on to that barbell so far through this entire test. Their first 2 female athletes have yet to rest on the barbell. Now Taylor Williamson on her set of 9. The battle is for a second place, as On Track leads the way with that, as their second female athlete is on the floor. Addison Balderson on her set of 9 snatches at 125, and then in the bottom right, Team Man-Made, that is Samantha Garahan.
I just wanted to point out something. Andrea Nisler had a time of 2:13. That was her split time. And then you look at On Track, Janelle Stites. She had a time of 2:39, and that's her split time. But yet, Andrea went so fast, it made that time look kind of slow.
Yeah, that time would have been, it's very impressive when you don't compare it to Mayhem Freedom. Taylor Williamson continuing to go unbroken on her snatches, 125 pounds on the barbell, and she is quickly through 6. And now onto the burpee box jump overs. And after she is done, Rich Froning and Chase Hill will get to work.
You could tell that they've been training together for years because they move very similar in these movements. I mean, I'm looking at how they're doing their touch and go on their snatches, and then when you look at their burpees, same efficiency on their burpees.
All 4 teams have their second female athlete on the floor, but it's CrossFit Mayhem Freedom who are just making quick work of this right now. Taylor Williamson is on her set of 3, and then we'll move on to the box for her burpee box jump overs, and then the Mayhem men will get going. Battle for second is between On Track and Team Man-Made. Invictus sitting in 4th right now.
Mayhem Freedom is just running away with it. These women's, the ladies of Mayhem Freedom just opened up a large gap.
Now Chase Hill onto the barbell, and he is the first person of the 3 that we have seen for Mayhem to actually drop the barbell as he works his way through a set of 9 at 175 pounds.
I believe that's a planned strategy that he's doing right now with that one and dump. What that's going to do is it's going to allow him to use his strength on the pull to get it up overhead, but then on the dump, he just gets to relax for a quick second before he regrips.
Addison Balderson is onto her set of 3 snatches. She's in the bottom left for On Track. Team Man-Made. That is Samantha Garahan, who's on the barbell for them, and for Invictus in the upper right, Brittany Weiss on the barbell for her team. Now Chase Hill is done with his set of 9 in the upper left, and now onto his 9 burpee box jump overs.
Am I seeing this right? Is there only one male athlete working right now? I mean, that, wow. And that's Mayhem Freedom, top left, the only male so far who's doing the second part.
Burpee box jump overs, these are the 9 for Chase Hill right now. And now it's On Track. They get their first male athlete onto the floor, so they are solidly in second place right now. Joe Cates working his way through his 9 snatches. The only other man on the floor in this featured matchup. Chase Hill is done with his 9 burpee box jump overs, now back for 6 more snatches. And continuing to go one and dump, and quickly back onto the bar is Chase Hill. 6 minutes now gone by in this test.
What you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of these male athletes, especially at 175, they're going one and dump. And when they do one and dump, it just allows them to have more speed and efficiency on the burpees and not blow them up when they get to the round of 6 and 3.
Samantha Garahan in the bottom right of your screen for Team Man-Made. She is done. She has tagged in James Lewis. Team Man-Made solidly in third. Invictus still waiting to get their first male athlete onto the floor as Chase Hill is finishing up his set of 6 burpee box jump overs, and then 3 more snatches, 3 more burpee box jump overs, and then out comes Rich Froning to run the anchor leg.
Anytime you have Rich as your anchor leg, better watch out.
You don't want to let him on the floor with that big of a lead in any event, because odds are he is not going to surrender it. Invictus now has their first male athlete onto the floor. Is Eric Carmody, who has actually competed at the CrossFit Games before as an individual, did that in 2014. Played some collegiate football at Jacksonville University, was on the defensive line. This guy actually weighed 270 pounds at one point.
Oh, wow, well, you could tell he could swing some weight because he's been doing sets of 3 with ease.
Carmody looking to make up some ground here in this featured matchup. Chase Hill finishing up his set of 3, having to power that almost into a squat. This will be his final snatch on the set of 3. Now 3 burpee box jump overs, and then Rich Froning will come in and close things out for Mayhem Freedom.
Who doesn't want an anchor leg with Rich anchoring their team?
Tag to Froning, and he is on the barbell, 175. This is most likely going to go quickly. He decides to go one and done, but very quickly back onto the barbell. Mayhem Freedom crushing this event. 4th male athlete on the floor for them, and we haven't even hit 8 minutes yet.
You know, nice solid technique. He's just setting, gripping, and ripping. Dump, set, grip, and rip.
Meanwhile, Eric Carmody is starting to make up a little ground as he is into his round of 6, trying to catch up with On Track and Team Man-Made. Now, On Track has their 4th and final male athlete on the floor. That's Nick Peterson. He runs the anchor leg for them. Carmody on his set of 6 burpee box jump overs. As Team Man-Made, their first athlete, James Lewis, is on his set of 3 snatches.
Just look at the top left, Rich going, and then you look to the right, the athlete doing the burpees to the right. If you look at the difference between the two, Rich just has that smooth, nice technique. He just jumps to his feet, gets on that box, stays low, jumps right off, pops right down on the ground, doesn't have any resistance, and he's able to get right back up and continue.
Froning ripping through his set of 6 snatches. And the thing with him, and this has been true throughout his career, you wouldn't know if this was his first set or his last set. Everything looks exactly the same, and now he's onto a set of 6 burpee box jump overs, looking to go sub 10 in this test. Carmody back to the barbell next to him for Invictus for his set of 3, and he's gonna touch and go those. Pardon me, that is Jorge Fernandez, who is the last man on the floor for Invictus. So Carmody was able to get through and tag off to Fernandez, and he is going quickly through these set of 9. And now Rich Froning back for his final set of 3. So Mayhem Freedom looking like they're gonna go sub 10 in this test.
Jorge is really trying to pick it up for Invictus. He's really trying to catch some ground.
Froning up and over once. This is number 2, and then one final trip over that box, and Mayhem Freedom will be done, and they will do it inside 10 minutes. 9:49 for Rich Froning and company.
Rich had a split of 2:11 on that anchor leg.
Jorge Fernandez now his set of 6 in the upper right, and Fernandez trying to put some pressure on Team Man-Made. Man-Made in 3rd right now, and on track in 2nd place as Nick Peterson is up and over his burpee box jumps. The set of 6 is now done, and now it's a set of 3 and the no rep for Nick Peterson. When you get to this weight in this stage of a test, that is costly.
Yeah, you can't afford any no reps. You got to be efficient with how you catch it each and every time. You got to set yourself.
Final couple of snatches for Team On Track and Nick Peterson. 3 burpee box jumps. They look to finish 2nd in this featured matchup. As Jorge Fernandez is putting pressure on Team Man-Made, they look to be almost neck and neck now. Fernandez on his final snatch, and he is able to stabilize that one. He fights through it, but still 1 rep to go. As for Team Man-Made, Cade Harrington is on his final 3, so they look to hold off Invictus here in this featured matchup. They are in at 11:05. On track finish at 10:45. Jorge Fernandez with a great effort won't be enough to catch Team Man-Made in the featured matchup, but wow, did he make up some ground. 11:14 for Invictus, but 9:49 for CrossFit Mayhem Freedom takes it. And that time by CrossFit Mayhem Freedom was a minute 21 faster than any of the other scores that you're seeing here. CrossFit Zuriola Training Culture that we saw in the other featured matchup with 11:10. They were the closest team around the world to Mayhem Freedom's top time in North America of 9 minutes 49 seconds. But we also want to talk about Invictus. Jorge Fernandez put on a great effort there to make up some ground. They were the 2014 Affiliate Cup champs was CrossFit Invictus. They're still putting together some pretty good teams there.
Yeah, what's impressive is that they actually came back. They were sitting out of the top 5 on Friday, and now they're sitting in 2nd place. Well, what's really impressive is that they have a Masters athlete, Jen Ryan, a 41-year-old athlete on their team. That's impressive because I'm a Masters athlete. But not only that, they're going up against Mayhem, but right now when I'm looking at it, I don't really see anyone challenging Mayhem.
Yeah, those numbers that they put up, Rich Froning and company, were extremely eye-opening.
Yeah, very eye-opening.
Over these past couple of days. Want to remind you to go to games.crossfit.com to check out all the leaderboards and all the scores from the 5 tests in quarterfinals. We also have another featured matchup from test number 5 if you haven't watched that, and a full recap of the 3rd and final day of team competition in the quarterfinals. CrossFit Games are quickly approaching, and tickets are on sale now. You can go to games.crossfit.com to get those. And if you're interested in volunteering in Madison, Wisconsin, registration for volunteers opens on May 3rd. That is available as well on games.crossfit.com. Thanks so much for checking out this 2nd featured matchup for Test 5 for the teams. For Neil Maddox, I'm Sean Woodland. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you next time.